What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Lily, and I'm back with another video. Well, I just wanted to, this video is more about, that week of me and my family, dealing with the incident in Texas. We live in Texas, and with our power being off. So it's just mainly telling you, my experience of that week, and just to let you know that God is truly amazing. And I just want to share, from day to day. I wish I could have really just took y'all on the journey with me, but because of the not having power and not being able to charge our phones, that was very difficult. So I had to preserve when I could. So videoing wouldn't have worked for me. But I can still take this time to just tell you my day to day that I went through that day, though throughout that whole week, just to let you know my experience, me and my family's experience with dealing without power, but then also trusting and believing in God that He is who He is, and just how great He is to us, even when we don't realize it. But just going through that truly lets me know that He is a protector. He is a provider, and He's there when we cry out to Him. He's there. And my experience that week really showed it all. And but I just wanted to start off, with just letting our power, uh first, it went out. I woke up that morning on Monday morning, the 15th, and to get ready for work. And it had kept on going off and on and off and on. And then the electricity kept off on, off on. And so every time I'd have to tell my supervisor, my power went out again. And so she just got to the point where she was like, well, if it keeps doing it, then you're going to have to clock yourself out until this, boils over, because we can't have you clocked in while that keeps doing that. So right when I was about to go to work, it was like, by this time, it was like the fifth or sixth time that it had cut off. And then when she said that, I was about to try. I said, well, let me try it one more time. And so then that's what I did. And that very last time, it didn't work. That was the last time that it had came on. And so anyway, sorry I got interrupted, but it's just, it had cut off, and like I said, and then I had to end up calling, texting her and letting her know that it was completely off, and that she'd have to clock me out. So I'm over here thinking, oh, it's gonna come back on, not really realizing what the impact was about to happen, to us. And so, the day went on, and still not able to, we weren't able to cook anything. And I had just, y'all seen the one video that I made with the lobster, what was it, the lobster pasta. And I had just made that the day before. And so we had a big old pot of that. And so couldn't even eat that. So then we had a lot of stuff, that was that, we went anyway, I'm skipping over, so apologize. So, that was Monday. So we ended up, going to bed, and it started to, get cold. But, that night I ended up putting, I had about 3 or 4 comforters. I was bundled up. And so, Tuesday come, still, I think Tuesday early morning, it was like early in the morning, the lights, we was thinking they was going to come on. And then so they came on, and I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I'm thanking God. And then soon as, like within 10 seconds, the lights just cut right back off. And so I still thank God, because it's still, I still got to give him, you know, praise, even in my struggles. And so, so here Tuesday come, you know, um, we was like, we tired of eating. We ain't have no, we wanted hot food. So then, my daughter, she's like, let's just get out. And so, at this time, that was the time when it was really, really cold. And so we're like, okay, we'll go to the store and, at least get some milk or something for the cereal or whatnot. And so we go to Kroger's and then go in there. There's no milk. There's, at that time, we didn't realize how, at that time, didn't know the impact of the stores not having anything. And so then we're like, okay, well, we'll just, you know, we got what milk we could get anyway. And so then after that, that's when we came back home another night, and I didn't have any wood, because I didn't know that this would, I didn't, we didn't know that this was going to be where we didn't have no electricity, and then so, because normally I try to be proactive and then be prepared for things like that for winter, but this year I didn't get any wood. And so then couldn't find any. And so then, we come on back home on Tuesday night again, and then, we, let's see, I think Tuesday night, Tuesday night was the day we end up, charging up our phones. We go in the car just to warm up and things like that. And so then, so then we was trying to drive around to find hot foods, because nothing um wasn't open, and didn't realize all of that until we went to Walmart, and they didn't have anything. And then go to Walmart and it's like completely in, just like how COVID was when we first know about COVID. All the stuff was gone. That's how it was in Walmart. I mean, they had no frozen foods, barely anything. I found a burrito and probably a hot pocket. But so then after that, we saw the line to Wendy's. Wendy's was long, so long. And then everything else, with all the other restaurants we saw, like Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell, all of those chicken restaurants and all that, they were closed. It was nothing. It was looked like a deserted town. And so everybody was driving around, trying to find hot food. And because everything we have, if you have no power, you can't cook, And so, the night before, I think it was later on, I think Monday night is when our neighbors came over and told us, they came and checked on us. Very nice young people came to our house, and they wanted to know if we were okay. And they was telling us, we got a generator, y'all want to come over to warm up, or even, warm up y'all something to eat, don't hesitate, come on over. And so we're grateful for that. But then back to us, we end up trying to find some food. So we end up finding Mr. Jim's. And so we got something there. And, we spoke to some of the people that were outside, and they were saying, remember I told you Wendy's had the long line, that they said that somebody waited in the line for 2.5 hours to get food, to get up there for them to, for their power to go out. So they had been in that line all that long time and still got nothing, because by that time their power had went out. So we ended up getting something from Mr. Jim's, got some pizza and some wings, and we came back home. And then, then we, I think that was that, yeah. So I think that was, end up being like kind of Monday night. I think that's when that happened, when we ended up with that. Because Tuesday is when we drove around, and we ended up trying to find some wood to stay warm. Because, man, when I checked the thermostat the next, that morning, the thermostat showed that it was 36 degrees in our house. And it was, I don't wish that on anybody. That was horrible to be able to have to be in that type of a situation. And I just started to just really, but anyway, I'm back. Sorry. Keep getting interrupted. So, but we ended up driving around trying to find some, food. I think Tuesday morning. Yeah, Tuesday morning. And then we ended up getting something to eat at McDonald's in Arlington. And so, well, my daughter was talking to one of her friends, and he said that they had found wood. And he said he found wood at Home Depot. So I was like, oh, cool, let's go get some of that. So then I went to we went to Home Depot. Then she was like, yeah, he said that it was polywood. And I'm like, polywood? No, it was plywood. So, but I was like, you can burn that? And I was like, oh, I don't know about all that. So I ended up driving. I was like, nah, I'm not getting out. I thought I'm thinking it was like logs of wood, that I'm used to. And so then anyway, I told her, I was like, nah, we're not getting that. That been unburnt like that. And so then we ended up driving off and everything and still I was calling all these people using Google to locate wherever I could find some wood, and everybody on the answering services was just saying they were all sold out. Every time. That's all I kept hearing. And so I was like, at that time, I was just like, Lord, please, make a way, because, my mom was in COVID, but I thank God that He got her through that. And she was on oxygen. What would have happened if this would have happened then? But I know in that time, God would have intervened then too, just like He did in this time. And so, but I still had those concerns. And so, but God He always makes a way. And so then anyway, we ended up, saying, okay, well, we've been out long enough, maybe we hoping and praying that when we get back home, we're going to have some lights. And so then, right then there, I forget how we heard about this or something, but anyway, so then I was like, well, maybe we should just go to the Home Depot. I said, by this time, like, we couldn't find anything. We better just take what we can get just so we can stay warm, through Tuesday night. And so, because that was going to be one of it's supposed to have been the coldest. And so then that's why I said, okay, I'm just going to bite the bullet and just go on. My daughter, see, I told you you should listen to me at first. Polywood. Polywood is plywood. But anyway, so then we go to the Home Depot near our home. And then all of a sudden you can see people just coming out like baskets full of this plywood that they had cut up into like pieces, like they were, in pieces. So all they had to do is just put them in the fireplace. And it was just, they was using resources, what they could use. And then I was like, man, that's a good thing to know, because I didn't know that you could use that. And so that's what happened. And we ended up staying in that line at Home Depot for a good hour, because the line was long. They were taking the fencing, the stuff for the fencing, and getting all of that stuff to have it cut. And then so we ended up using that. And we met some people, and they, told us, that that's what they ended up having to use too, and they've been using that. And so we ended up, able to get our fire going. And then I thank God for that. And because it actually helped us, be able to sleep through that night, Tuesday night. And then our neighbor, they kept throwing us some wood on their side, from their side, and making sure they were like, we didn't know, that y'all didn't have any. If you need some, here. They kept giving us some. And so they in the process of that, is when God started to really, really step in. My supervisor, she was like, checking on us, and she knew my mom's situation and everything. And so she was like, and then my daughter, she was also trying to find hotels for us to be able to stay some nights or whatever, and she couldn't find any. They were literally all sold out. And so, and then my supervisor, I was talking to her, and I was like, she's like, can't y'all find a hotel? And I was telling her, no, they're all sold out, couldn't find any. And so she was telling me, that her cousin he worked in the hotel industry, and she said, let me see what I can do. And then I'll get back with you. And so then she ended up, contacted me back, and she was like, she found a room. She said, but I don't know the condition of it or anything but like that. But if you want it, then let me know and I'll book it. And so I was like, oh, okay. At this point, I don't want to have me and my family spend not one more night being in this cold house. And then, because I had, at that time, I really started to feel the effects of it, of being, cold and stuff. And and I'm still hoarse now from that. And so then she was like, and so I told her, I said, yeah, just go ahead and book it for me. At this point, I would take anything, and and so then she was like, okay. So she set it up, and I asked her, I said, well, okay, how much is it so I can zeal it to you? And so she just told me, oh, God is just awesome, just super, super awesome. And she said, you know what? You don't even have to worry about it. She was like, I'm going to do this for you and your family. Let me take care of this, for one night for y'all, because I know you've been through it. And I just, I just want to do this for y'all. And I thank God for that. And she paid for us for that, and for Wednesday night into Thursday. And so then, on Tuesday night, when we got the plywood, we was able to stay warm. But then, that wood started to burn faster and faster, because then the wind started to pick up. And then it ended up, we used up all of what we had. And then our neighbors, they were like, I thought trying to find little twigs and stuff off our pecan tree. And so then she said, one of our neighbors, hold on me. Okay, I had to stop the video so I can restart it. But our neighbor, she was like, you whenever y'all need some, don't hesitate. Just come get it or ask for it. And so we ended up asking for some more just to get us through, for us to be able, because check-in was Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and we still had the whole entire day to go through. And so that's what ended up, they gave us some wood, and we ended up being able to burn it and keep us somewhat warm. We stayed in front of the fireplace. Oh yeah, it did. We made it do what it do. We were like, we had my mama, she country. So she was like, go get a pot, put some water in it, then we'll put it on there. This happened Tuesday. We started doing this on Tuesday. We'll make us some hot chocolate, put that pot under that fireplace, and we're over there boiling some water, making us some hot chocolate, hot tea, but just to keep us warm. So that's what we ended up doing also doing that just to make it work, just like in survival mode. So then, Wednesday come, and we ended up being able to go to the hotel and get checked in. And man, it was nice to just be able to be in something warm, finally be in something warm. And then to be able to take a good old shower, because Who gonna take a shower if you 36 degrees? Even our water had gotten where it wasn't hot anymore, so but no. But it was so nice to just finally get some relief. And so then, we ended up going back to Walmart to see if we can find some kind of, because at that time still you can't find no restaurants open. And then we ended up going back to Walmart to see if we can find, because we at least had a microwave at the hotel. And so we found a few little things to microwave up. And then going into Thursday morning before we about to check out, my supervisor had sent me a text, and she said, well, oh yeah, then, because what, Wednesday night, now we can act glad, finally see the news, because we hadn't been able to see the news and what was going on. And then just to know that all of this could have been prevented and wasn't supposed to happen, to find out that they were telling that this was only supposed to been, our power was only supposed to been out for 12 hours. But then here, it's out all this time. And just to hear some of my friends say that theirs would go off and then come on, or they would go off for 4 hours and then come back on. We got none of that. Ours was off the whole entire time. Never came on, never cut off, never came on, none of that the whole time. And so then with us being able to now see the news of what was going on, when we weren't able to see the news, I Googled whatever I could see on my phone. But if you're trying to preserve your battery life, you can't you can't look at all of that stuff that much. And then so then Thursday morning, my supervisor, she was like, how y'all doing? Did you enjoy the night? Was y'all able to be at ease in being in the hotel? And I told her yes. And so then she was like, well, I was telling your story to one of her old supervisor. And then she said she wanted you to call her. And so I said, okay. Well, I ended up calling her, and me and her spoke. And then she was like, was your lights on? And I says, I don't know, because, we're at the hotel. I said, but we're going to, once we check out here, we'll go home and, hopefully that it is on. And so she was like, you know what? She was like, I want to pay for y'all another night. Even if y'all lights are on, you don't know what's going to happen within the night. I just want y'all to still, because she knew my mom's condition as well. And she's like, I just want mama to be okay, knowing that she's okay, knowing that she went through COVID. And then and she didn't need to be, her age, she didn't need to be in, that type of a situation. And so she's like, I want to pay for y'all another night. I was, man, God is a great, great God. Just to know, our lights could been on by now, but just the fact that she possibly knew that, but the thing that she just didn't even want to take that chance, and for her to just want to come back and just pay for us another night. And this happened before we even checked out. And so she was like, I'm going to pay for y'all another night. Let me send you the money and you go pay for another night. And then, and I said, okay. And so we didn't find out till later on that our lights were back on. But by that time, we don't know what's going to happen in the situation, if they're going to go back off. So we just ended up staying. And I just thank God. I thank God for putting the right people, in my life to do his will, and just being awesome. And, I don't know. I'm just at an awe right now of just how great God truly, truly is. And y'all I don't know. I'm speechless right now, tell you the truth. And he did some great things when I was feeling at my lowest of just for my family, but for my mom. And he just made a way when he saw that even my mom may not have been giving up, but when I was being at my lowest, he came in and stepped in. And I thank him for that. Truly, truly thank him for that. But we ended up staying that another night um, into that. And then Friday, we was able to go back home Friday morning. And then we got back home and truly our lights were on. You know, the house was warm, and ever since then. And then just to also see that all of this could have been prevented, all because of some carelessness. But in the end, God is good. He's faithful and he's just. And I just truly, truly just give honor to him for just being there in the time of need. Because, not just for my family, but for a whole bunch of others. And I just hate that, it had to come to this because some people actually lost their lives over this, over this carelessness, So, but, and then in the end, and I was going to do a separate video, but I'm not going to do a separate video, but I'm going to share another a testimony, even though that's a testimony, but I have another testimony to share with y'all. We didn't, me and my mom, she was having, I had my truck, and I've not had a vehicle of my own in a while because the engine pretty much is no good and it went out. So I was using my mom's car to get back and forth to work before COVID. And so, they kind of put a lot of mileage and wear and tear on it. And but then now it started to kind of act up again, and just I was missing going to church and stuff more and more. So, but I would watch it on YouTube, be able to watch it, but it ain't the same as being in the sanctuary. And so, when, you try to ask for help and that help doesn't come, or I don't even know how to explain, because I'm not trying to point fingers or anything. I just tried my hardest to leave it in God's hands because he knew what we were in need of. And I know that what he's able, because he's done it so many times before. And so I just yesterday, my mom, she was like, I told, my daughter that I wanted to use the car, and so use her car. And because my mom's car, it ended up kind of acting up. We got it fixed, and then we ended up, now it's starting to act up again, and now the check engine light came on. And so it's like, why keep spending money on this car that is keep breaking down? And so then, I just wanted, to just share the what he has done, and just made a way. And I'm going to show you the blessing that he did for me and my mom. We have a brand new 2021 Chevy Equinox. And so here's some pictures of the car. Okay. Hope y'all enjoy that. But I just thank God for just making a way out of no way. And I know that he is going to continue to make, make ways out of no ways. Just long as that we continue to be faithful and seek him, seek him. He is just so awesome. And I'm glad that we can now be able to have a dependable ride, not wondering if we're going to be on the side of the road. And then another thing, be able to go see my granny. We haven't been able to see her, even if it's just for a little bit. And, but we should still be able to. I want to see her. I miss her. And so my mom misses her mother. And so, but I just thank y'all for supporting me and my channel, listening to my story, and then, but just knowing that God is a great God, and He's all you have to do is just seek Him and just say yes, yes to His will, because that's all I can do is just trust and believe that he is able to do what he can do. And that's what I have done thus far. And I will continue to believe in him. But anyway, I thank y'all for watching my channel again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let them know what Lily is all about. Hey, love y'all. Peace out.